Some of you may remember the bike that I first started working on, 91 Evo. I had all the problems with it. Wasn't starting. Oil lines were all ran the wrong way. And I worked on it for probably a month before we got it started and he was going to sell it. Those bikes started backfiring and then it wouldn't start no more. So he called me up and said, "Hey man, can you come out here and look at it?" Of course. So he said it was backfiring. It's a carburetor. And then he said it wouldn't start after that. It's a 91. It's an old bike. There's a slew of things that it could be. Check the battery just to make sure the battery's correct and got the right voltage on it. Make sure the leads are all good. We're going to come up and we're going to check spark plugs. The spark plugs are really easy to check. This little wire here, you take those wires off, you take the spark plugs out. Put the spark plug back in the wire. Now his has an ignition coil. What I'll do is I'll take this out, touch that spark plug up against the engine so it grounds out, and then try and crank it and I should see a spark. As long as I see a spark, I know two things. A, wire's good. B, spark plug's good. I also know that on that one particular terminal on the coil will be good as well. So we rule that out. So then what we do is we get the other spark plug, we plug it into the known wire that is working, or the spark plug wire that's working on the known port of the ignition coil that we know is working, and we do it again. As long as that checks out and that works and we get spark, we're good to go. We then take that same wire and that same spark plug it into the other port of the ignition coil. Do the same exact test. Awesome. If we don't, we either have a bad ignition coil, which we'll put the multimeter on, set it to 20,000 ohms, and see if it reads above 10,000 ohms. If it doesn't, we know we got a bad coil. Hopefully it's one of those things. Because if it's not the coil, it's not the wires, it's not the spark plug, then we start getting into fuel delivery. Is the fuel delivery getting to the carburetor? Is the carburetor actually getting fuel? Is it pumping it through? Is there a clogging? Last time I worked on the bike, I actually had a carb off of there and had cleaned out the bottom jet quickly. It wasn't really like an in-depth process or anything, but his carburetor could be getting clogged and getting dirty. So I put it back together, put it back on the bike, and that's when I found the boot that was not even on the air intake manifold. So we replaced the boot, got the carburetor on there, bike started. So we got that taken care of. If it backfired while he was trying to start, there's a good chance that he could have blown that carburetor off of that boot, or at least off to the side to where it's letting in more air, which could be the reason why it's not starting. It didn't start before because it didn't have the right air fuel mixture. If that's not the problem, we could be looking at a compression issue, which we would take these spark plugs out, put our compression tester in there. If that's not the issue, then we start getting into like timing. Is it timed right? And on his motor, right here at the bottom, he has a Allen head plug that would have the timing marks on the flywheel. So we'll jack the bike up, rotate the tire around, make sure that we've got the flywheel at top dead center on the front cylinder. We will put the spark plug on top of the engine, turn the key on, and then we'll advance the magneto until it hits. And once it hits, we know that's where the timing needs to be set to in order for this to be firing right at top dead center. Do the same for the back. So if that's not the issue, we could be looking at a bad stator or a bad regulator. Those are easy to replace, but they're not the easiest to test. You gotta unplug the plug, then you gotta get in there with your voltmeter, check to make sure you have continuity, which runs through the entire coil of the stator that allows it to tell you whether it's got a broken coil or not. As long as that checks out, and we try to get the engine started. If the engine starts, we can get it going and see if it's actually charging the battery back. If it's not, we could have a problem with our regulator. So hopefully, with it being an older bike, hopefully just the getting out and firing it up, riding it around with the spark plugs and spark plug wires that are kind of old, it's just kind of gone to shit. So we can just replace some wires or some spark plugs and be Audi 5000. The battery should be good because the bike's cranking, so we can possibly skip that. But again, I've been bitten by that before, so it's best just to go ahead and go in there, go over it, and make sure that we've got everything that we need. So I will let you guys know exactly what's going on with that, and we'll get some videos of it and see that thing running again. And once it gets up and running, then we'll be good to go. So till next time, y'all, let's ride.